Hello, I'm Dr. Beverly Sparks, and I serve as the Associate Dean for Extension at the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences at the University of Georgia. I appreciate the opportunity today to share some information regarding the upcoming challenges we face in meeting the needs of our Extension clientele with a much reduced workforce. A few weeks ago, after months of careful review, we released a report on how we currently deliver our county programs through cooperative extension. Our report recommended a new system that will fit our current funding. We now have details about how the new delivery model will be applied across the state. Since July of 2008, UGA has lost 23% of our state funding. That reduction includes 88 county agent and 26 specialist and administrative positions. We've lost these positions through retirement and attrition, and so far we have been able to avoid layoffs. 4 months of positive state revenues gives us hope that the worst is behind us and that we can continue to plan for our future. Our challenge in this review was to determine how we can effectively deliver educational programs and services to the people of Georgia given our current lower level of funds. This situation is certainly not unique to Georgia. Many colleges of agriculture across the country have experienced deep budget cuts. Because of these cuts, many have redesigned their teaching, research, and extension programs. Each college has searched for a model that will help them continue to serve their states as well or better than the century-old system that has made American agriculture a world leader in food production. Here in Georgia, our system has been a good one. We educate students to become agricultural industry leaders. We conduct research to solve problems in the agricultural industry. And we deliver that research directly to growers in every county through cooperative extension. However, our system depends on solid funding from federal, state, and county governments. Without those funds, we can't run smoothly. With stagnant federal funds and shrinking state funds, the system must change. In March, we began gathering information from our employees, from our funding partners, and from the people we serve to help us develop a new plan for how we can continue to support Georgia agriculture and to grow the largest sector of our state's economy. With just 113 agricultural agents, 36 family and consumer science agents, and 90 4-H agents remaining, and 159 counties to serve, we knew we couldn't continue to fully support every county. After consulting our employees, agricultural producers, commodity groups and organizations, county government officials, school officials, and others, we developed what we think is the best structure for delivering extension programs. District faculty who live and work in the state know the specific needs of people in their area better than anyone at the state level. We worked closely with the district faculty to find the best way to redesign cooperative extension to fit our current resources. Using a range of criteria specific to each county, we developed a new structure that we feel will work best to continue to bring vital education from the university to Georgians who use it. This new model of delivery outlines tiers of service that will be available to each county based on need and available funding. We plan to continue to work with counties that want to increase their level of service and how we can help find funds to do that. As we implement this plan, we will add to our online materials and work to create a more active virtual community that will allow us to continue to educate consumers and growers. We will offer more multi-county programs, especially in specialized crops and training areas. And we are working very hard to ensure that every county has a 4-H program at some level. For many of our schools, 4-H is a vital part of their hands-on applied science curriculum. We want to strengthen that support to help our school systems across Georgia meet science education goals. We are also working at the state level to provide needed specialist and administrative support to county agents and clients while tightening our structure to suit this new model. Based on the new staffing plans, we will decide how the Extension administration can be adjusted. Those plans will be released later in October. This has been a long and often a very painful process. We appreciate the patience of our faculty, our staff, and clients as we worked to develop this plan. We value the time each of you gave to provide us insight, advice, and expertise. As we go through these challenging times, I want to thank you for your continued support of our county agents and staff. We look forward to better days and the opportunity to restore the highest level of extension programming and services to all counties across this great state. Thank you. I hope that they know that this plan is a plan that has lots of flexibility in it, and that it provides a framework or a map for us if we have to take additional cuts, that we know where to cut, and that when resources do return, it gives us a map for where we can add back resources. We started the process back in March when we knew that we were facing additional budget cuts and the next year was going to be very challenging. And so at that point in time, we put together a steering committee, charged the steering committee, and then the first step that we knew is we had to get input from our own employees and from our funding partners as well as our stakeholders. And so we spent about 4.5 months going out throughout the state listening to our own employees, as well as getting information from commodity groups, county commissioners, school boards, getting information from the people that we work with on how we could be structured. And that information, gathering that information, took quite a bit of time, but it was very valuable. And taking that information, came back to that steering committee and put together a list of recommendations for Dean Angle. And that's where the idea of providing a tiered layer of service came from those groups. And we are seeing at the federal level just level funding, which is when you figure in inflation, it's, that hurts. So just level or slightly decreased funding at the federal level. And then all the states are taking very significant budget cuts, are under very pressures at the state level. So throughout the southeastern United States, all the land-grant institutions are dealing with significant budget cuts. I think under the situation that we're in, that this is a workable plan. It's certainly not a plan that anybody strives to, I mean, it's been a very difficult situation to deal with. But I think under the circumstances, we've come up with a very workable plan. And again, it's one that shows us how to take additional budget cuts, where low priorities are, and also provides us a roadmap for addressing higher priority needs. With this plan, we will move to an implementation phase fairly rapidly. So towards the end of October, we will go out and make the tiered system known to the public, and then we'll very aggressively move towards an implementation phase. And the first part of that implementation phase will be advertising our highest priority positions internally. So what we'll be doing is asking our employees that are in lower tiered or lower priority positions to consider moving to higher priority positions within the organization. And I hope by Christmas we have finished that first round of advertising and filling those positions. And then of course that's going to create additional vacancies within the organization. So after the first of the year we will go back out with a second round of high priority positions. And it may take us anywhere from 12 to 18 months to actually implement the entire plan. But that's the time frame we're on, a 12 to 18 month implementation phase.